So, yes, when we left off last week, you had completely destroyed the Golthias tree. All that is left of it atop Yesterhill, along with you, are bloody splinters littering the ground, and the big gaping hole with nothing but darkness beyond that its roots were once in. Oh, and the very battered, bladeless hilt that fell at Kelvin's feet.
Yeah, we're all pretty injured, aren't we?
I am.
I know, I am.
I would have to look. I forget if I recovered with lay on hands after the fight or not.
Do you note your HP on your character sheet?
I mean, like it's on the sheet. I can say I'm still busted up because I still have a negative. I still have some energy drain from.
Looks like you've been tracking it on your sheet. He's down about a quarter of his main hit points, and he's got a little bit of energy drain.
Well, if all of us, I'll start with. Is Kelvin the worst of us?
No, he's looking pretty hale and hearty right now. Actually, he only took a hit or two. Looking at his hit points to metagame it, it's like 37 of 50 of 49.
Well, I'm 29 out of 78. So I can cast Healing Spirit.
Okay.
And put it on Kelvin for the moment.
Isn't that one where we all kind of gather together? And...
No, we cannot. No, I was doing it wrong.
She went over the rules.
Yeah, I looked over the rules. I was doing it wrong. It's only a 5-foot square. So I can do one person, but it does last for a minute.
Yeah, so you can still get some good healing out.
So I can do it. You know, it's just not as much as we thought we could do.
Sure.
But no, it's in Salazar's. Hold on, let me pull it out.
So are you wanting to take a short rest? Is that what the party's wanting to do, or are you just wanting to cast this spell over the course of a minute?
Well, real quick, is Strahd still floating above us, golf clapping?
No.
He's an asshole. He left.
Hey, Sarah, I got it. Thank you.
Sorry.
Yeah, he did his clapping and galloped back off toward his castle. He is long gone.
All right, I just wanted to make sure that he didn't double back on us or anything like that.
Right. Yeah. He actually stayed below the clouds, seemingly this time to show you I'm going.
Got it. Okay. Because Kelvin's eyes would be towards the sky until he is gone.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
He's not ready for a fight, but he's ready for a fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'd say it probably takes over the course of them casting that and helping get everybody healed up for him to turn into just kind of a speck that's headed toward that very far away castle that, I suppose after a little while he just disappeared because of the mists would eventually obscure it. But yeah, it takes about a minute before he's completely out of sight.
And you mentioned the splinters of the Golthias.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any indication of the fabled vampire or stake?
Not that you see, no.
Not that we see?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
You're welcome to roll perception and investigation checks, however, if you like.
Oh, I'd like to.
Either or.
I would like to also.
Can I roll an investigation? Oh, perception? Is it perception or and?
I'm saying either or for this one.
While everyone's doing this, I am Artesia's T-posing and just falls backwards onto the ground.
Is she hurt?
She's pretty hurt, but she's just fed up with everything that happened. She was fucking sleeping and got pulled over here, and she's just done.
I'm going to start my healing spirit on Artesia.
Okay.
Oh, that sucks.
And first round is 3 points.
Natural 1, okay. For 3.
Second round, another 2.
Okay. 5.
Third round, 6.
Wow, okay.
Fourth round, 3.
Okay.
Next round, 4.
Okay.
How are you?
Let's see. Hold on. Let me do some quick math. I'm really good now.
Okay. Oh, to Kelvin.
Okay.
5.
Okay, go ahead. 5.
5.
Okay.
Nice.
2.
Alright.
How are you?
Let me see. So that puts him at... That's plus 12. So that puts him at full.
He's
Okay.
full?
Yeah, 49.
Kelvin is full? Okay,
Now his
how are you,
maximum
Kylos?
is 42. Well, go ahead. No mind.
are you... Do you need healing?
Sure, I'll take a hit.
3.
Puff pass.
Right? Okay.
And 6?
And I'm practically full.
Okay.
And then last one
Artesia,
yourself.
back to you. Hold on, let me do me for a moment.
Yeah, do you, because I'm 1 point from being full, so...
5. And 3. So I'm 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I have one more. So who knows it?
Sure, I'll take it.
You'll take it, Kaidos? Sorry, only one.
Yeah, that's perfect. That put me at full. Exactly.
Oh, okay.
How about that?
All right.
Serendipity.
So, I rolled a natural
I'm
1
still-
on that
I'm
perception.
I'm still pretty hurt, just so you know.
Oh, okay.
You've got
Okay.
plenty of healing potions. Don't forget.
Do you want to? We can potion you up.
Yeah, and you can.
I'll
I'd rather
I'll
just-
take one of my potions. I'll take one of mine.
I'd intercede and offer to provide some recovery.
There you go. So he's got some recovery for you.
Oh, okay.
So lay on hands lets me just how much of my lay on hands pool do I have left?
Let us see here. Lay on hands
I know-
pool. You have looks like 1 point.
Oh right, yeah, that's how I kept myself up.
Indeed.
And
Yeah,
me.
go ahead and do a cure light.
Okay, cure light wounds, and I can just click that off of your
Yeah.
spell list, right?
Yeah, you just click
Cast at what level?
first.
First. Okay. There we go. Looks like you are healed 4 points.
4
that whisper?
points. Okay, good. I'm still pretty hurt.
No, it showed up.
It's okay.
Yeah, that's about all I got.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's okay.
Well, wait a minute. I mean,
you are unthreatened at the moment.
Mhm.
Do you wish to take a short rest? Do you wish to try to take a short rest, which takes about an hour?
I don't want to take a short
No.
rest at
Okay.
the top of this hill
Fair.
in case that hole starts, in case stuff starts crawling out of it, in case it starts expanding.
oh well, we're already in that
Duh.
problem area right
We
now
need-
because
duh.
you see, I was on my knees looking down into that hole
Oh,
with
yeah?
my spear laying on the ground, blood dripping down in the hole, and I rolled a natural 1.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, with that natural 1, since
oh.
he rolled that, and then I'll give Kelvin his... Because
By the
Kelvin,
way,
did you roll
that's
for your
right.
perception
I-
as well? Hey, Sarah, let me speak, please.
sorry.
Kelvin, did you roll for perception? Or your...
I'd like to.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Kaidos, yeah, because you rolled that natural 1, all you're getting is you're just solid black and silence from down in this hole. Like, you don't even hear the
Which
blood
means I didn't
hitting
fall
anything.
in.
Yeah, you did not fall in. No, it's just for
Okay, good.
perception. I'm not going to make you fall in the very obvious, ominous dark pit.
To that note, when I do perception, I would like to also use my divine sense and sniff the air to see if there's anything ominous,
I
you
forgot.
know, like 40 feet into that hole.
I've got your character sheet and rolls. I'm sorry. Been doing it the last 2, and I was like, go ahead and roll, man. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, sorry about that. That's on me. I'm glad you're able to handle it, and I do appreciate it.
It's quite all right. So yeah, you roll a perception. You don't notice anything whatsoever aside from, I mean, you notice the hilt at your feet. That's about it. You notice the splinters that are on the ground around you are unmoving, and there's nothing to indicate any presence of the vampire itself or the remains.
All right. I would like to gather up the larger chunks of splinter
Okay.
with the idea of, well, I've been collecting monster bits for a while now. That's pretty standard.
Sure,
So,
yeah. Do you have like pen and paper there to take notes with for what things you're grabbing tonight, or do you want me to type that out?
yeah,
on
I
your
got
sheet?
it.
Okay, cool. I'll let you have those at your leisure. Sarah, what was it you were going to say?
I don't remember.
I'm sorry. Without visuals, it's real hard though. We can't talk over each other. You know.
No, I understand. I think I was just going to say I was looking in the hole, but I only rolled a 9 for perception, so.
Well, even with that 9, you also get nothing but silence and darkness. But the 9 is enough for you to, and because of your heritage, you innately know there is some sort of magical darkness spell cast at the base of this hole, which is about 5 feet down.
Oh, well, I would say that to them, that that's a spell.
Yep.
That's a magical spell. I can cast that spell, actually. Darkness.
Yeah, that's why I was like, a 9's enough for you.
Yeah.
You get a DM bonus of like +3, because...
But I have no way to dispel it.
So the tree has deliberately obfuscated this area. Interesting.
No wonder my eyes don't work.
Yeah, that special dark vision does not penetrate magical darkness, indeed.
Would a light spell counteract that? Not that I have it. I'm just asking.
If I'm not mistaken, my schooling in these matters told me that you must have a light spell of sufficient power to counteract such darkness.
Ah, okay.
Artesia, you know this to be true, and Vin, that sounds right from what you understand about your darkness spells. Like, that rings true.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say at talking about a light spell, she doesn't even really say anything. She just kind of stands up, kind of looks over the hole a little bit, snaps her finger, and casts light, and just kind of shines. It says any color you choose, so I want to choose like a red light.
Okay.
And just kind of shove my hand down there and emit a little bit of a light, and just, I'm not standing directly over it. I'm kind of like leaning over the hole.
Sure.
So I don't know if it like curves or what, but just trying to see what it is and how it goes.
So you're doing like the cantrip light, right?
Yeah, just a cantrip.
Yeah.
So does that mean we are in the red light district?
Meet me in the red room. All right. But yeah, when you cast that over it, you definitely, you know that there's not really a darkness cantrip, so you're fairly certain that this alone won't break that darkness spell. But you can see that it kind of verifies as you cast this red light over it. You can see like the rough earth, the wet earth where these roots had pulled out of, which there are none left. You see no remnants of the roots themselves. Any bit of the tree is in splinters. Nothing bigger than Kelvin's pinky that he's able to collect even. So there's no remnants of the tree itself from what you can see, just this torn up earth and a hole that goes down, kind of almost scooped out like a bowl, like you would expect for a big tree that's been uprooted. But suddenly, instead of seeing the curved bottom of this bowl, the light stops on this flat black plane, and you know that that's at least a darkness spell of I think the base darkness spell is 2nd level off the top of my head.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because they've moved.
Yeah, it's either 2nd or 3rd.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know that that's at least a base darkness spell of 2nd or 3rd level, whichever one it is. I'll search it real quick.
I have it as 2nd level. So.
2nd, yeah. So that would need to be countered by an area of light spell or a light spell of 2nd level or higher.
Which I do not have.
At least. You can make an Arcana check now that you're looking at it directly to see if you can determine just how powerful this darkness spell is.
Oh, Arcana.
Yeah, anybody who's got that.
Arcana. Oh, I have 0 on that.
I only 14.
Okay.
Leaner.
You think it might be...
Oh, 4.
This might just be a base darkness spell.
Okay.
But there's something else going on, too. Like, there's a base darkness spell here but it's tied to something else. And your Arcana check wasn't quite high enough to tell what it was. It's another enchantment, I think, because darkness and I guess that's illusion. So it's another illusion spell.
Dang it! All this talk of things makes me itch to jump in.
Well, I look to the group and I say, this isn't your average everyday darkness. This is advanced darkness. And anyone who's watched SpongeBob as much as I have, that's a quote from SpongeBob.
Yep.
Got it.
Do not know SpongeBob.
Now, I have Daylight. I do have a 3rd level spell left that I can cast, but I'm pretty tapped out on spells, guys. So I can try and keep going with my tiny little light hand whenever we actually want to go down, or I can try to cast Daylight down there so we have a better idea of what kind of crap we're getting ourselves into.
I think that would be worth the tactical advantage, but that's just me.
Okay, 1-4. Anybody else?
Would Fairy Fire do anything?
Artesia, you know that no. I don't think, because what level is Fairy Fire?
That's first level.
Yeah. And it's also, the way Fairy Fire works is it kind of like, picture it like dropping a big 10 by 10 blanket of sparks over the area, and if there's something living or invisible or whatever that fails its save that's in that area, the sparks stick to it and stay lit, but everything else just kind of goes out, if I remember the spell description.
So, in other
Artesia
words,
says, basically, I only use that for trying to catch pervs, so...
okay, then.
I don't really think that would work, but good idea. Kaidos, what do you think?
Do I get to jump in the hole? Is that what we're talking about?
Depends on how much of the hole you want to see.
I was thinking of doing that.
Because I'm for that.
Alright. Well, cool. Okay.
Or do you want me to, hold you by the ankles and you can take your light hand and we'll just hold you down in the hole and you can look around?
I'm too squishy. No.
We don't know what's on the other side of that darkness. For all we know, it's a writhing maw of roots or something.
Sure, but it would be blinded by the light.
Oh.
Ooh, cool idea. Note for
Oh.
different campaign. I mean, not to meta spoil that for you.
You like that writhing maw of roots?
Yeah, it's like the Sarlacc pit, but Gulthias tree. I dig.
Oh, shit.
Maybe that's the ultimate Gulthias tree boss.
Mm. Oh, that is disgusting.
Well, if we're gonna do this, we may want to get into a marching order. I can throw the light, but I'm not going down first, I'll tell you that.
Right. If I remember right from seeing buddies do this, they can stick lights on rocks and branches and trees and such and put it somewhere, like toss it down the hole and just allow the light to keep going.
Basically, I can find a point that I like, and it's 60 feet. Not to meta a little bit, but it's only 60 feet for daylight. But that gives us a pretty big radius to start with, and then from there we can figure out where we are and what we're gonna do.
Do you want to go down together, Kaidos?
Sure, but hold on, let me check and see if my rope is any good.
Mm-hmm.
I have some.
As I look for the fact that I have only 10 feet left of my hemp rope.
I got 50 feet.
Nice.
I've got 50 feet also.
It's entirely possible that after we determine what's down there, we may need to resupply at the winery before we venture further down into this pit. Although, with the Gulthias slain, we don't know how long this pit will remain, which is why I would like to explore it now.
I agree with you, Calvin.
Yeah. I mean, if we're either gonna die in there or die out here. So, I mean,
are the trees around us substantial?
No, as a matter of fact, though I can't take them off of the map layer, those are no longer there. Those were all like blights and stuff that attacked you, and they are all gone. You're standing on an empty hilltop aside from that ring of stones.
How far away is that?
The ring of stones itself over there, that's a good 300 feet from you. Technically, these squares on the map you're on are 50-foot squares.
Oh, they're 50 foot.
Oh.
Yeah, I pretty much have you all in the same square as the pit, you know, logistically
Right.
speaking. Because there's...
So we don't have enough room to tie a rope to a boulder.
Probably not, no. But if you had, like, climbing pitons or even just a couple of tent stakes on you, or, heck, vampire killing stakes on you, you could easily, you know, pound one into the ground real quick and tie a rope to it. That's easy enough to do.
I do have wooden stakes.
Yep.
Oh, good for you.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
Good for you. I have no pizza.
And I have a hammer.
Vin would be like, good for you.
Good for you.
Good.
Man,
No,
Yeah,
that's
you had the
really
holy
good.
water.
I did not know this was in the bottom of this backpack. Whoa, look here. And lo and behold, tent peg into the ground with
Yeah.
the rope on the end of it.
Yeah, I won't even.
All right.
You don't even have to really do a strength check for that. It's easy enough to get that. You know,
No.
get that rooted.
Vin, are you first or am I? Is it ladies first or beauty?
It's up to you. I can go first. No problem.
Tisha's gonna cast first, right? Wasn't that the plan?
Well, yeah, before casting, there's a few more things I'd like to do.
Okay.
Be my guest.
I'd like to recover the hood of my axe.
No problem. It's on the ground,
Okay.
about 5 feet behind you.
Yeah, clean it up, finish the ritual, and you know, I've heretofore neglected the hilt of the sword, but now I want to examine the hilt.
That reminds me. Kelvin, I found this axe at the base of the tree. It's a two-handed axe. Do you want it, or should I just keep it?
Now we get to
Well-
see if Kelvin gets insulted by this. I don't need any more axes. Sorry.
No, it's more of the you know, his primary mode of combat is one-hander and shield, because
Okay.
defense is important as offense.
Okay.
but,
You don't want it?
No, I don't think I have a need for another axe, but that is
Alright.
quite an interesting specimen.
I will hold on to it then. If you should change your mind, just let me know.
Surely. Thank you for thinking of it. I do like to be better armed.
The wood of the handle of the axe is a beautiful light-colored oak that's carved with vines and leaves and stuff like that. And you remember using
and
it.
it hurts me every time.
It would prick you every time you swung it, just with little thorns that would come out. And now that you've been holding it for about 10 minutes, you know that it's because you are not, quote-unquote, good. This axe only likes good-aligned people, and anybody who is not good-aligned...
I'm neutral.
Indeed. Anyone who's not good-aligned...
It does not like me.
Anyone who's not good-aligned, it spikes. So you're technically attuned to it because you picked it up, you've been working with it, you didn't have 3 other attuned items. So you know its properties now. That's
I had no
something
attuned
that,
items. So should I mark it as attuned then?
if you wish to keep it attuned, yeah, you don't have to. But you do know that it will, unless you change your ways, it will prick you every single time.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah.
I guess for now.
Oh, and its name is Treebane.
Oh, Treebane. Okay.
Though it does not speak, you know that this is its name.
Treebane. Okay.
And it appears to be of High Elven make.
Oh. I may want to become good. Who knows?
Wow, that is like the ultimate goal of a sentient weapon, to change alignment of a user.
Yeah. And like I said, this one isn't, but that would be an interesting thing indeed.
I've been playing her mostly good, so you know.
It's true.
It's I can see her
I could see it being a
alignment
neutral good shift.
shifting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for if that were to happen, because I'm cool with that, but I'm also not like I'm cool with you being any alignment if you can make it work for the party is kind of my DM stance. So like if you can be neutral evil but can love your party members and work cohesively with them and it can work with the table, then I'll let you play a neutral evil character, you know. And especially if you come to me like, I want to play an evil character that turns to good, like, oh, cool, we can do a cool story arc like that, no problem, you know. But also I like the idea of like tossing in your alignment, especially now that it won't just nuke a character class like a paladin or a cleric or something like that to shift it one step. But it's like, yeah, this, you know, this thing that you've done has kind of shifted you away from lawful and you're neutral now. But yeah, I think that would be my big thing, is like I'm waiting for one big thing from Vin at this point that would really shift her into good.
Gotcha.
But yeah, if that's something you want to aim for, that's no problem.
It might happen. It might happen. You never know.
Yeah, Kelvin would not get along with that axe.
I might even make friends with the thing in the lake.
Maybe. Anything else you wanted to do, Kelvin?
Did I get that hilt?
Oh, yes, that's right. I'm sorry. The hilt at your feet. It is something that when you pick it up, you can tell it used to be something beautiful. The handle of the hilt of a long sword, maybe a short sword, but most likely a long sword with it being as long as it was. And though the metal itself wasn't precious, it had been beautifully detailed in its etchings, and a lot of that has just been worn away or rubbed away with time. And the wood itself looks as though it's about to just crumble off the hilt, but stays strongly intact somehow. And you expect some form of magic is delaying the aging of this thing, because the style of it, even for this land, for Barovia, whose styles you've kind of gotten used to, you spent quite a bit of time in Vallaki, saw how people dressed and the weapons they carried and that sort of thing. This is old.
Right. And am I mistaken in thinking it's little more than a hilt at this point?
At first, you do think that. You pick it up and you're like, this is just... what? And then Madame Ava's words kind of float through your head again. And it's at that point you feel it thrum with warmth in your hand. And you know that there's something more to this hilt than just rotted wood and tarnished metal.
I swing it around just to see if it feels like it has any heft to it when I swing.
Doesn't feel like anything at all. It feels like an empty hilt at the moment. Sorry to break the momentum here real quick, adventurers, but we actually stopped for even longer to discuss some meta stuff. There is important info in it, though, so that'll be at the end of the episode. So jumping ahead, essentially, I'm hand-waving his attunement much as I did Sarah's. I'll say then that when, by the time that you decide to swing it around again, maybe you're getting ready to hop down the hole, and you pick the thing back up off of your belt, and surely it's something. You give it a forward swing, and it's all of a sudden, at the end of your, like, as your arm locks at the end of that swing, it's like the weight of a blade is on it, and a sun flare leaps out of the hilt. Just this big, curling, easily the length of a longsword blade, sun flare, just, and it sustains out of the hilt, just stays there. And as you lower it, just kind of point it at the darkness ripples away from it.
What?
Yeah, that was definitely the next logical step. I was going to be like, someone lower me in, I'm going to cut the darkness.
Yeah. Like, you don't even have to get close, because you're within enough range. Meta speak, at minimum, this thing sheds sunlight in a 15-foot radius, bright light, and dim in another 15.
Okay, where's the paper for that? Why is it not showing up on my screen?
Oh, it's coming.
Paper
so
or sword.
Yeah.
is the blade is invisible?
Oh no.
Excuse me, invisible?
No, the blade is visible now. It was
Oh,
just
oh.
not there before.
God, excuse me.
Yeah, the blade was just not there before. Let me make sure I've got the right handout here.
Kelvin, I'll give you 15 gold to say you're attacking the darkness.
Well, I suppose in a technical sense I did, but what the hell? I have attacked the darkness.
Yes. Okay, this day is now good. And she flips you 15 gold.
Kelvin looks very confused, but happy to have 15 gold.
Sorry, that was my one Deadpool meta moment, and now I'm done, because it had to be done.
Had to
Nice.
be done.
You feel a surge of hope, Kelvin, as this thing officially attunes to you. And this weapon is sentient. You have no words that you can exchange with it, simply called the Sun Sword.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful.
The Sun Sword is a long sword. It is legendary and requires attunement. It is a unique blade, once possessed by Strahd's brother, Sergei von Zarevich. In its original form, it had a platinum hilt and guard and a thin crystal blade as strong as steel. Strahd did something to this to separate the hilt from the sword, or the hilt from the blade. And the blade kind of communicates this to you in just an empathic surge of emotion that you feel being broken in half, feeling the loss of your other half, and knowing that the other half will never come back. And so you've had to make do yourself, or the sword has, rather. And its purpose, its sole purpose, for no other reason than simply to do it, is to destroy Strahd von Zarevich. Doesn't care who replaces him, what happens in response to doing that. That pull, it matches yours, like, with a crazy fervor.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. We are of one mind in that goal.
So this is the sword of sunlight that was prophesied in the cards, correct?
It must be. And I dare say that laughing bastard wouldn't be clapping now if he saw the weapon I now wield. This will be his undoing. Don't you understand? I am renewed in purpose. Not that I ever lost it.
As the darkness melts away in the hole below you, you recognize that behind it is a portal. A magical portal. Sparkling blue energy. And it's limbed in this sparkling blue energy, and beyond it you see the image of where it might take you. And it appears to be a cavern, dimly lit by purple glowing fungus. And you can't really see anything else aside from, I take that back. From your vantage point, you would see that it looks kind of across the floor of this cavern, as though you're not looking down into the cavern, but you're looking across it, as though you were walking into it from just a doorway on the wall. And across from it is a tiny desk, set for a small person, easily, with a small chair. And there's a few writing utensils neatly stacked on the desk, and a few neatly stacked pieces of paper. You can see this, because it's only about 10 feet away from the portal, maybe 20 at the most. Near as you can tell, this leads you out of Barovia. And it's right there. There's nothing stopping you taking it.
I would contend that even if I wanted to, now attuned to the sword, I certainly would not be inclined to leave Barovia.
Sure.
Well, I feel your fervor there, brother. That doorway looks mighty enticing.
It does.
I wouldn't begrudge you if you left, but
Wouldn't
as I
you?
said, I have written. No. I understand that this fight. Certainly, I thought this fight was mine, ours. But if I'm mistaken, or if you need to retreat, there's no shame in it. But just know that I cannot.
I'm feeling called. This doorway calls to me because it is through a grave, through a hole in the ground that I was brought here. And here, in the same fashion, is my way out.
And Carpedagia's voice is nowhere to be found in your head right now, Kaidos. That influence, that conversation he'd had with you.
Whom?
It's just, exactly. Yeah, there's no memory of him right now for your character. That, whereas when other temptations have tempted you here in Barovia, you've heard his chuckle or his cackle of approval almost. You hear
that
nothing.
Guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd actually forgotten.
It's okay, it was a while ago.
I just thought it was really convincing.
Right?
Yeah, same. I was like, wow, he's role-playing. Who? Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, it's that absent for Kaidos. So, if that works for you, then...
Is it the opposite of absence? I mean, like, is it not just a vacancy? It's a
loud vacancy kind of thing. No, I wouldn't say you've heard him that often that it has become like a noticeable quietude.
Oh, okay.
If that's what you were going for, sorry.
Longing. Not just a vacancy, but an opposite of. I didn't want to hear it, but now I do.
Right. No.
And I've got to find out why I'm not hearing it.
Not exactly. No. I would say like the pull isn't quite that strong to him yet. No. In other words, this temptation it matches it at least. I'll let the player decide what it does from there. But yeah, Artesia, that's a way out of Barovia. Vin, same thing. What do you think about that?
I am not leaving my father is here.
Artesia kind of taps the necklace with her finger and goes, "Doesn't matter. I'll be coming back."
Yeah, aren't you
I can go
anchored
in there.
here anyway?
For the time being, unless you can skillfully wield that sword and possibly cut this binding on my neck. But I don't even know if I want to try that, because anytime I've tried to remove it, it just gets tighter.
Here, I'll help. And he starts to push the blood dripping spear towards your neck.
I can feel it tightening, can't I?
Oh yeah. If it's any serious whatsoever, like going for it, then it kind of automatically restricts. So if the point of the spear gets close to it, it reacts kind of like a facehugger would. It tightens up reflexively.
Oh, well, I pull the spear back.
Okay.
When I see her start to twitch.
Thanks.
Sorry.
I'm willing to try if you are. It's your life. And you are welcome to choose what you'd like for me to try to do.
Well, at this point, rather than be a slave to that asshole, I'd be willing to give it a try.
What? You're not my slave.
Wrong asshole.
Wrong yeah, that's exactly what our teacher was going to say, actually.
Sorry.
I think perhaps this sword has more to offer me. And if I spend some time meditating on it in a safe place, quiet place, perhaps I can get something to... No. I'm just saying, I would feel better to give it a little time and maybe something would come to me.
Hey, I've got time. You take as long as you need.
Maybe like a short rest?
I was thinking more like meditating on it, dreamscape kind of stuff, seeing if that would help. Maybe end up having to reunite it if possible. Stuff like that.
Well, I mean, not the party doesn't know that it's sentient, but I mean, you know it's sentient, so I mean, meditating on it and maybe asking it questions and stuff like that could work.
Oh yeah, that's exactly where my head's at.
Yeah. Well, all right, guys. Are we going? Where are we going now? If we're not going through the hole.
Well,
I think it's time to. We could go back to the winery and deliver good news to the old man.
That's true.
Wine sounds good about now.
Yeah.
So does that doorway.
But we still have the werewolves to take care of too.
Oh yes.
Oh,
Suddenly
yeah,
from the
werewolves.
hole, you hear a tiny voice. Hello?
Oh my God! Really?
Hello?
So you peek over the edge of the hole and look back in.
Don't answer.
Yes.
I do. I totally look down
Ven
in.
does.
Yeah.
She's looking over the hole. She's like, hello?
So
I'm
standing
ready in
there,
action.
again, at this perspective of you're looking down, but he's looking out a door. Up at
I
you.
thought the person was going to say, help me, help
Oh, no. And standing just inside of this portal, looking through the limbed blue edge, is a tiny little gnome in a nightgown and a nightcap. And he's just looking curiously through the portal at all four of your faces, looking over the edge of the pit like a Scooby-Doo thing.
Do you have any wine?
Do you have any Scooby snacks?
I do. I do have wine. I don't know what Scooby snacks are. It's been a long time since I've had visitors. Would you like to come in?
No.
No.
That's fair. Given where you are, I don't blame you. And I can tell you right
The
now,
question for you.
this is a dead end. But it's safe here. As long as you're quiet. My husband doesn't like being woken up.
No.
I'm serious. If
I
you want to
cannot
come in, you can,
visit.
but...
You're who?
My husband.
Insight check on this guy to see if he's on the level.
Go for it. Rather, I shall go for it with your character
Please.
sheet. Da-da-da, where is the thing? Click. Insight.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
Whoa.
I like hearing that
Very
one.
nice.
Sure. Yeah, that was a 21. Yeah, he's telling the truth.
Some keen insight.
Especially the part about don't wake my husband up.
Something so small would know better than to lie to me. All right.
See, that's the ticket.
Do you have
And he goes-
anything that
And he goes,
could
here,
help us?
an insurance policy. And he goes, help you? You're in Barovia, honey. I can't really do much for you at all. And he tosses a big, like, heavy, well-knotted rope ladder up with hooks on the top. So, like, it can sink into the earth up there. And he goes, here, insurance policy. Reaches well in here, and you can see it does. Easy way back out. Just shh. And he kind of toddles off out of view, and he's like, I'll put the kettle on.
Hey, we need to go. Guys, I remember. Kaidos is like all of a sudden starting to twitch, and he remembers. and I'm looking for the actual. Where's the box? I'm trying to click the box. There's a way to make it show you all of the. There it is. And give me a second to look up words. I'm looking up words. Hold on. Like a lot of them.
Well, if you're looking upwards, there's only the sky.
Oh.
That's what he does to think.
Yeah, a planet sky.
Yes, very.
Druid. A powerful force for good and protection of a holy symbol. An evil hill grows atop the Hill of Graves. The raven can help you find it. Look for treasure there.
That was the sword.
Conjurer.
Yes.
Power and strength. A weapon of vengeance. A sword of sunlight.
I swapped it.
Yes.
A dead village drowned by a river and ruled by one who brings great evil.
Womp. I just got called out by the player. I swapped it.
Womp womp,
Oops.
indeed.
Aha!
I mean, Madam Ava was wrong. No, that was to meta. I 100% swapped that. That should have been the holy symbol of Ravenkind. But guess what? Now it's the Sword of Sunlight. Fuck.
Oh, because there's this one here about no, that's the Raven card. Card 4 is the Raven card. I thought I swear I could remember me reading something about doing something under the hill. Like having to go under the hill, and I thought that's why I went back to look up what I had typed up, because I'm like, I remember reading something about something under something else.
Yeah.
Under the vines.
And that's what it, but that must be what it is, yeah. Just as the top of Hill of Graves.
Yeah.
But, okay, never mind.
Help
Wow, I
against
can't believe
darkness,
I can't
find
believe I
later
swapped
among
those
the
two.
vines.
You know what I did too? Because that brings back a rush of quick memories. When I was doing the setup initially, you draw from the Taraka deck. You actually draw from the deck and it randomizes where the treasure goes. And this is the original setup. Fate said the sword is at Yesterhill, and I said, fuck that, they don't get to have the sword that fast. And I switched it for the reading.
Oh.
I switched the two cards myself so that way the sword would come later. Fate said, fuck you, Greg.
Nice.
The sword comes now. So now I get to... Woo.
Madam Ava says now, damn it.
Yeah, pretty much. Let the cards fall where they may. Do not mess up my reading. Sorry, Madam
Exactly.
Ava. My bad.
Are you saying we got the sword eventually?
Oh.
So what's the verdict? Are y'all going down or no?
I am.
Yeah,
I'm
Kaidos is just
okay
like going down the ladder. Just
You're
Nope.
going down?
I'm going down the ladder. I'll be
But-
quiet. I'll be
but-
quiet.
But it leads out of here.
No, it leads to a dead end. It's
Maybe.
like going into the cul-de-sac. Man, cul-de-sacs are safe. Nobody runs over
Maybe.
kids riding bikes in cul-de-sacs. Come on.
Maybe.
Well, you know
crap.
what? I'll let
He's-
you know. You guys just
he-
hold on. Hold on. I'll let you know. I'll be right back.
He's going
That's
down.
okay.
I will kind of follow him,
Okay.
kind of, but because I don't want him to be alone.
Sure, sure.
I'll let Kaido scout. Seems like a worthwhile idea.
Fair enough. All right, so you two stand up at the edge, and Kaidos and Vin head down. Kaidos and Vin, sure enough, you walk into, and gravity shifts beneath you as you go through this portal. It's a little bit disorienting. You walk into what's
Whoa!
just a beautiful cavern. No daylight that you can see anywhere nearby, so you must be pretty deep underground. Ceilings here are about 40 feet high, covered in stalactites, and the floor's got a couple stalagmites on it underneath them. Scattered around you seem to be the ruins of a structure that might have been built here. And behind you, probably more alarmingly than anything else, the portal stands wide open in the side of a smaller Gulthias tree.
Crap! Let's hurry up, Kados. I want to get out of here.
And but in front of you, the little gnome is tinkering her way over a little fire pit that is surrounded in stones, and you can see as you stand there that there's a bed off to your right, and there's several bookcases, all very neatly packed with books and organized, and then there's one bookcase that's got an empty shelf, and he toddles back over to the two of you and that are still, for the record, for Kelvin and Artesia, they're still kind of plainly in view, just kind of standing there looking around. And you see Vin react to looking behind her and above, kind of above this portal.
So you see Vin look at you and react.
A little bit, yeah. She kind of looks past you and around you as she looks around the portal, yeah.
I call through the portal. Vin, is there some trickery? And I'm not really mindful of my,
call.
volume of my voice as I probably should be, given that we were asked to not wake the person.
Sure.
Oh no.
Seeing the startled face made me, yeah.
I want to get out of here. Let's go.
And I say to the gnome, you said you had some wine.
Oh,
God,
yeah.
Carlos, you with the wine. Come on, we need to go.
It's almost like he doesn't hear you saying this stuff, Vin, because he presses a little cup of tea into your hands and then walks over to his bedside table and grabs a bottle of wine from off
I'm
of
not
that.
drinking from his cup.
And he doesn't really notice. He just starts babbling at you. He pours Kaidos a glass of wine, again from his bedside table, pours Kaidos a glass of wine and hands it to him, and just babbles. He's like, you wouldn't believe, and he's keeping his voice just kind of at normal speaking level, but it's like, you would not believe how long it's been since I've had visitors. You know, I'm stuck here just as much as you. I'm just lucky enough to not be stuck in Barovia. And as he says that, you realize that there's this weight that had been on your shoulders this entire time you've been in there that you almost didn't realize you were feeling. But this plane of Barovia just, it's like the plane itself was just resting on your back, and it was a deep, embedded feeling of dread that you now, kind of like we were talking about earlier, you recognize the absence of it. It's like you can stand up straight. The tea smells amazing. The wine, if you drink it, which I imagine you do, tastes great. It smells amazing as well. And this cavern is gorgeous. That's fine. This cavern is gorgeous. The colors of these weird luminescent fungi pop, and you can see about 50 feet off into the distance before the darkness kind of takes over for the rest of the cave.
And so I turn to the gnome as I'm sipping and wandering around, kind of in a circle like somebody would a library full of books.
Sure, yeah.
In someone's home, as you're perusing, and I've kind of been perusing the cavern, and I asked the gnome if they've explored the whole thing. So you've explored the whole cavern.
Oh yeah, I've even explored the citadel above it, as a matter of fact.
And what did you find?
Oh, lots of things. And he starts going off onto this rant about how, and they're still kind of in view for you, Kelvin and Artesia. And Vin, you're welcome to use the rope ladder. And the gnome will kind of stop at any point and be like, "You're welcome to leave at any time. I'm not keeping you here. I promise."
I will try to grab Kairos' arm and say, "We must go. It's time. We must go. Come."
The gnome is like, "I'd like you to stay. Like I said, I never get company, but I'm not gonna keep you. I got lots of stories. I'd love to hear stories. If you have books, I'll pay you whatever price you want. Silver? I bet you could use silver."
I would like to do a perception check.
Sure. What are you looking for?
Peace, contentment, quietude, just serenity.
You see those things here.
No, and that's why I specifically was thinking along the lines of perception check, because I am testing myself.
Is this real?
To determine if I'm actually receiving that, as in I could sit and do a 10-minute meditate and come back like, wow, I'm refreshed and I've reawoken myself, my inner self, you know what I mean? That kind of a thing.
How high are you right now, bro? I'm just teasing you, but you lost me. What are you looking for?
I know. So when you said that I felt the weight of Barovia lift,
yes,
I wanted to go, oh, is this a place where I can find refreshment, and then not in a food way, but in a spiritual, mental
respite, if you will,
way. Yeah, exactly.
At the moment, it is absolutely that thing. But you get the distinct feeling. He says, as I guess you're kind of looking around and taking this in, and he says, as a matter of fact, my husband doesn't sleep forever, just like anybody. He gets up like anybody else does. So, but you've got a few hours.
Who did you say your husband was again?
His name's Ashardalon.
Gregory, may I make an insight?
Yeah.
I'm going to use my deja vu
Okay.
on these. Hold on, I'm trying to get my other D20 out.
Let me pull up that amnesiac 5e background. I want to make sure I'm reading it.
Right.
Person, place, or thing currently looking at, interacting without knowing why. Okay.
Alright. Oh, thank God I used it. Because one was a 1.
This would be a
The other one,
check, by the way.
history?
Yeah. Any insight, investigation, or history checks you make relating to this deja vu thing are
So
done
this
with advantage. So this is a history check. You still get the advantage, but yeah.
Well, I have shit on history. But I rolled an 18.
Oh, very nice. You know the name of Ashardalon. You've heard that before. And he's either lying or batshit crazy, or he's married to an ancient great worm red dragon that somehow came back from the dead.
Kaitos, we need to leave now. This is not a good situation. We must leave now, please. I'll try to grab his arm and say, please, come with me, and try to drag him to the rope ladder.
There's suddenly something very urgent in her words, Kaitos. Like, it definitely registers that she doesn't just want to leave, like, she knows something is up.
Sure. No, and I get that, and I allow her to drag me with her, and I, take the last few sips of the wine and say, thank you very much for your hospitality. It has been so great, but we do need to get on our way. We have some friends to get back in touch with. We've got to see some other folks, but we will come visit. Thank you very much.
Sure. Well, thanks for stopping by.
Love what you've done with the place.
By the way, Greg, can you spell me that name?
Yes. Ashardalon. Ashardalon.
Okay. Ashardalon.
What?
Asgardian.
That is not what I typed. I did not type that.
How high are you, bro? I say again.
So,
yeah,
I would like to engage in discourse with the gnome over the portal.
Sure. Yeah, they come walking, climbing back up the. It's kind of weird. You have to get on all fours on the ladder, or reach through the portal and grab the top rung of the ladder, and you kind of go from all fours to being upright all of a sudden. It's a very strange sensation. But the gnome lets you go and just kind of stands by the edge of the portal and watches and waves. So he's easy to talk to. Go for it.
Alright. So, gnome, if I'm to believe my instincts, and I often do, they say that I can trust you, but there's one burning question
Sure.
that I must.
I'm pretty much an open book.
Alright. So, you know where we are.
Mm-hmm.
You know the horrors of this.
Yep.
And you say that yours is a dead end.
Mm-hmm.
Correct? So, I fail to see how you, as someone so, forgive me, but small of stature and frankly unopposing, would be so welcoming to anything that would come through a portal that leads directly to Barovia. How have you lived?
Well, my good sir, I'm a wizard. And as you may know about wizards, some of us have magic powerful enough to sustain them for inordinate amounts of time, even for a gnome. And some gnomes are married to incredibly powerful dragon wizards that can do that for them. And he's the reason it's a dead end.
For the season.
Like you said, I'm a gnome. I'm a dude in a bathrobe, quite literally right now. But my husband, he works with the ruler of Barovia for payment. And that's why I say this is a dead end. I can't let you out.
Emphasis on dead.
Oh no. My husband is living. That was the deal. I found the Amber Temple.
Everybody deals with this monster.
He found the what?
I found the Amber Temple.
Amber Temple.
It's a place of great knowledge, lots and lots of spells. As a matter of fact, it's Strahd's stronghold of magic and magical knowledge. It's where he... I'm outside of the gate, so I can say this. It's where he made the deal with the dark powers. So if you have inclinations to do the same, that's where you'll have to go. Fair warning, it's very expensive and very dangerous.
Oh, shit.
My price to bring back my beloved was that I have to stay here all the time. I don't get to adventure anymore. And my beloved's price for keeping this gate shut is any and all valuables that come this direction. I wanted to spare you that fate because he's asleep and he doesn't need any more. If you'd come in, you would have seen the hoard of gold, but it's probably better that you didn't anyway. I'm sorry.
Well,
But if you're wondering why I so hastily invited you in, I'm lonely.
I'm sorry you're lonely, but we cannot stay.
I understand. If you do happen to kill the bastard, I'll see if I can talk my husband to letting you out this way if you want.
Do you have anything that can help us?
No,
Kill the
my husband
bastard.
knows the location of every last copper. The only thing he doesn't know is my books, and those wouldn't help you any. They're just... He just kind of shakes his
Well,
head and
let's
looks
go-
off into space.
you mentioned the seat of his magical power,
Mhm.
and you know where that is.
To the south, the far south, a little bit further east than here. I don't have a map.
I see. All right, well, I'll run that by some locals and see if it rings true or see if they have any ideas.
Make
Is he
sure you
down-
take care which locals you mention it to, obviously. If you-
Sit down, Borovia.
Don't mention it there. Just don't
No,
go back
no,
to
no.
that city or to that village. Just don't.
When I said locals,
Okay.
I simply meant the old man.
Mm.
No, what?
If you want out of that place, trust the feathers. That's about all I know as far as actually getting out and not making a deal with the devil, so to speak.
I see. Well, then we're of the same mind.
Best
You've
of
been
luck.
quite helpful. Sorry, I'm so hesitant, but you understand. We've been in Barovia for a while.
Trust me, my friend, there are a few that understand better than myself. But I hope that someday you'll walk through this portal and enjoy the brief respite you may get. And yeah, Vin and Kaidos, it's like walking through molasses.
But the wine was good.
It was.
You guys missed out.
But that you can
was worth
feel
it.
like when you're on his side of the portal, that where it still lingers on your tongue, still has that snappy red wine taste, still very clearly room temperature there. As soon as you cross through the portal, it's dulled. Barely even a hint, like when you burp, you can taste it. That's about it. And that's the first like major physical change that you notice. Yeah. Afterwards is like
No, thank you, Kaito.
Just wanted y'all to know what you were missing.
Yeah, because I didn't drink it.
Kaidos explodes because
Yeah.
Vin's paranoia was well founded. No, I'm just kidding.
And poof!
Yeah. The portal stays open, and the little gnome is basically like, I'm going to go back to bed. I advise you, try to stay quiet before you, or as you walk down the edge of the hill. I can hear my husband stirring.
Yes, real quickly, before you leave, are there any other places, people, things that we should know about that would help us?
The feathers are trustworthy, but the other old man, the crazy one, what was his name? Van Richten, I think it was. Oh, is he going by Rictavio again? He pulls that every 50 years or so. It's like he thinks that Strahd doesn't recognize that. Doesn't matter. Yes, Rictavio. Van Richten. Avoid him. He's more dangerous than me.
But
Really? Fascinating.
Psychosis will do that to you.
But no,
Blood and bloody ashes.
I don't believe that.
That's fair. I don't expect anybody to believe anything they hear in this place.
Yeah.
Still.
By the way, you might want to remake your black door match before anything else comes along.
Oh, I didn't make that. And in the next 100 years or so, it'll grow back. They always do.
Oh, great.
But for now.
Wait, so...
Oh, I see what you're saying. The...
Yeah, I was going for the darkness spell, but...
He just kind of goes, oop. Okay. I guess since I said that much. Barovia's nasty. Time is cyclical. And it's also distorted. 50 years there could be a day here for me. Or it could be 50 years. It's hard to tell. When you're on the outside looking in, it's confusing. When you're inside of it, it's maddening. I wish you the best of luck. And he casts darkness over the portal again. And that is where we will stop for tonight. And yeah, for as far as attunement is concerned, the way I want to do it is basically you're all aware of it as players and as characters as well. You know that you can have 3 attuned items at a time, and then you know that to learn about an item's magical properties, you can choose to spend about 10 minutes with it. Vin started hers in the midst of battle, and I just kind of hand-waved that she's been, messing with it and looking at it. I'd be willing to hand-wave that in for this, because there's been about 10 minutes since the end of battle to the beginning of you want to go through the hole, so if you would wish to learn more about it, I'm willing to do that, as you weren't, all you did otherwise was pick up a splinter off the ground and the hood of your axe, so.
Oh, not a splinter. I gathered a lot of splinters.
Nice. A little pouch full?
Yeah.
Alright.
No, that there's a purpose in mind for those later. I gathered a bunch.
Okay. Yeah.
Are we going to make more face paint?
No.